Hello everyone, this is Quaker from Next Gen Windows, and this is Titanfall. I woke up this morning and I noticed that I had a beta key in my inbox, and so I tried it out this afternoon, and this video is just going to be a quick, brief analysis of my first impressions and just what the beta is about. Not necessarily what the full game's about, but just a quick gist of what the beta is about. Now you might be wondering, what is Titanfall that you've been hearing about all this time? Titanfall is a first-person shooter that is basically half humans and half mechs, which they call Titans in this game particularly. It's made by the original developers of Call of Duty, so you'll see some similarities, but a lot of things are really different, especially some of my favorite stunts, which features wall running. Now, I got this beta key for the Xbox One version, not for the PC version, so this whole this whole first impressions thing is pretty much just for the Xbox One, but a lot of similarities will be in the PC version. But for my first impressions, I really enjoyed the game. I'm not one person to really like first-person shooters a lot, but this one just felt different to me, because maybe it's because I haven't played Call of Duty or any major first-person shooter in quite a while, probably about a year and a half. That even includes, I haven't played Battlefield 3 in a long time. I haven't played Black Ops 2 online ever. I just stopped playing shooting games back in like Halo 4. But Halo 4 versus Titanfall, I would say Titanfall is closer to Call of Duty than Halo, because there are no shields. It's just if you shoot someone in the head, chances are they're going to go down instantly. While in Halo, you got to shoot them a few times. So it's just a comparison would be Call of Duty versus this game. Obviously, this game is just on a bigger scale because Titans are much larger and they're mechanical units, while Call of Duty you're only playing with other players. You're not playing with Titans that come down, or giant mechs that come down that you can get into. But another feature that I really liked about it was, in fact, is the giant mechs, the Titans. I think about after 2 minutes into the game, each person gets access to a Titan. Now it's up to you whether or not you want to. I think it's press the down button on the directional pad to actually call it down. And if you do call it down, it gets a little aura around it, which just prevents other players from getting into it. But chances are, if you call it down, you're probably planning on getting into it instantly, so you won't have to worry about that issue. But when you do get into it, you might think, you get into a Titan, it's going to be terrible. But it was actually really fun. It's not slow-paced or anything like that. It kind of feels just as fast and fluid as being a human player. You can run, you can actually melee people, a cool move that you can do is, I think if you press the RB button, you can actually use the shield move that absorbs all bullets that come to you from whether it's a Titan or it's another player, and you could basically let go of it and it shoots it right back at them, dealing a ton of damage. So that's really cool. And then they also have 3 different types of Titans. One Titan is basically your all-around running gun. Another one, I'm not sure the exact names, I'll put them in the description below, maybe even on the screen. Another one shoots 4 rockets. You have to lock it, I think, level 3 or so. And then another one is just your more mobile Titan. So that's a really cool mix-up. Obviously, they're going to have a lot more. And you can also, I heard later on, once the actual game comes out, you can actually customize the Titans' guns and stuff like that, so that you can have more technology on it, which can never, be bad. So that was a really cool thing when I jumped into it. Also, another thing is, you might be wondering, how is the wall running in this game? Now, the wall running in this game is really fun. I had a friend that came in here, and he saw me wall running, and he was pretty amazed. It looked pretty cool coming from a Call of Duty person. So it was really fluid. You could run up buildings. You could double jump, not exactly double jump in the way like most games double jump. It was mostly just like you jump once, you press A once to jump, and then you press it again to get your jetpack to give you another boost. And then if you ran across a large opening and you wanted to jump, if you waited a little bit, they taught you this in the tutorial, if you waited a little bit, you could press your jetpack and you would go even further across. So that's a cool thing. You can basically reach across larger gaps if you were to follow that way. So that was a really cool thing. But sorry if I'm jumping around a little bit, but another thing that was really cool is that you might have thought, you're facing a Titan and you're a human player. At first, when I saw clips of it, which I'm sure a lot of you guys did, if you see clips of it, you think that, oh, you're a human player. If a Titan comes and tries to come after you, chances are you're gonna die. That's actually completely false, because human players are a lot more agile, so you can actually hide between buildings, around walls, and things like that. That way, the Titan can't actually fit there and see you. However, if it does throw like a rocket at you, and it explodes right next to you, you will die. But a cool thing that you can do is, if you jetpack high enough, you can jetpack onto the back of the Titan and rip out one of the innards and then start shooting at it, and then it just blows up instantly because it's like a critical point. So that's a really cool feature that you can do as a human to instantly take out Titans. On top of that, every class comes with its own anti-Titan weapon. So there are two types of anti-Titan weapons in the beta. There's one that's more like a machine gun, and then there's one that's pretty much a giant bazooka rocket, anti-Titan weapon. So that's a pretty cool thing. I tend to lean towards the rocket, because I just like explosions, and who doesn't like explosions? But that's another cool feature that I liked, that every class comes with a anti-Titan weapon. I can imagine in the future, though, that they're gonna have like one class that definitely has like a whole bunch of explosives, because that's just normal, and he can just like unleash hell on everyone and just like destroy Titans easily. But I have a feeling that will come up later. And then another thing you can do that I like also, that you can actually once you get to, I think, level 5, it allows you to customize your loadout. Finally, you can customize your weapons and everything like that, just like every other shooting game. There are multiple things for the loadouts you can customize, from your primary weapon, your secondary offhand weapon. You can customize your anti-Titan weapon. Not customize, but you can switch out your anti-Titan weapon. You can also customize your perks. You can customize a whole bunch of little things, and there's extra stuff that I haven't even mentioned yet that you can customize, which I'll cover later on in this video. So it's a really cool thing that you can customize really deeply in your character. You can even change your custom loadout to whether you want to be a male or female. So if that's something you like to do, you have free roam on whatever you decide to want to do. You can't, however, customize your armor. It'd be cool if they did, but that's one thing I did notice that you cannot do. So that's a little bummer for some people. But on top of that, it's a pretty cool first impressions. It is a really cool game. Coming back from shooters after like a year and a half of not playing them, I'm really enjoying it. I was really enjoying it. I only played it for about 2 hours. Unfortunately, my connection here is really bad, so I kept like dropping and lagging. But luckily, people aren't that great at the game, so I didn't get like completely owned. Another thing that I did notice, though, last thing for my first impressions, is that a lot of times in shooting games we see uneven teams, and the game loads anyway. So say if you saw on the mission select screen, or the level select screen, that your team only had 3 people and the other team had 6. It actually fills in the last 3 people, or if it was the last 3 people, it actually fills in the last people with AI that aren't terrible, but they're pretty bad. But at least your team is not outnumbered. You still have extra people laying around, so you're not completely outnumbered. You still have the numbers evened out. And if someone else decides to join in, all they do is they end up replacing the AI character, and then they start playing in just like that. So that's a really cool thing that I liked about the game. Now, the first of the 3 game modes that are available for this game, beta, Titanfall beta, the first one is called Attrition. And Attrition is essentially your regular team deathmatch, the run and gun team deathmatch one. All you do is just take out as many people as possible in the time limit. I think the max score is like 25. Or not 20, it could be more, but I think it's around 25. And after you clear all the people and the round is over, and there's still people roaming around, the cool thing that they added in is that they end up having to evacuate. So the other team that lost, if they can evacuate, it's just a little end game thing. You still won, but they have to evacuate to a jet that's landing in a faraway place. And what you have to do, your team, the winning team, has to do is they have to shoot them down. They have to kill every single person before they can get to the jet, just for an extra bit of fun. So that just to add more to the game. That's something a little different they added instead of your usual first-person shooter where when the round is over, all you see is the score screen and it's over. You just gotta wait for the next level to load. So that's a cool feature that they added to this game. The game mode is called Attrition, and it's pretty much, again, just your regular team deathmatch. They don't have free-for-all just yet, but I think they might add it later on. The second of the 3 game modes that I'm going to talk about that are in this beta, the second one is called Hardpoint. Basically, it's called Hardpoint Domination, and Domination is exactly what you think it is. It's basically like point capture. So there are 3 points, Alpha, Beta, and Charlie, and your team is supposed to work together to capture each point. And that's pretty much a straightforward thing like that. And again, it's basically a long team deathmatch that obviously kills don't really matter, but obviously it accounts for your your stats on your character. But it mostly just focuses on you having to capture the 3 points and make sure the enemy team does not capture those points ahead of your team. And the final of the 3 game modes that is available in the Titanfall beta is called Last Titan Standing, and it's basically almost like a last man standing thing, only this is on the Titans. So the Titans are the giant mechs. If you're late in this video, Titans are just giant mechs that you can call down every 2 minutes or so to wreak havoc on everyone. And the cool thing about this game mode is that there are no respawning. So if you kill a player, they're not coming back for the round. And on top of that, everyone starts with a Titan. So the goal of this game mode is essentially take out all the Titans on the enemy team as fast as possible, and don't lose as many Titans on your side. Otherwise, it'll be much harder to do. A cool thing actually that I did notice on that game mode. It's not my favorite game mode, but one thing I did notice is that it doesn't matter if all the players on the other team are still alive when their Titan dies. As long as you take out the Titans on their team, you can still win. So it could be much harder for you guys to win if they're not dead yet, because they can evacuate out of the Titan when it's about to get destroyed. But if their Titan gets destroyed and they're still alive running around the place, you can still win the game. So that's a pretty awesome thing that they added. They can still engage, but obviously, like I said in the first point, there's no responding. So if they end up dying, that's one less person for them to help defend themselves to make sure they can win, so they can secure a victory. On top of that, there's no replacement Titans. Clearly, if this is a last Titan standing and there's no respawns, there's not going to be any replacement Titans. So until the next round, obviously. But if you lose your Titan and you're still running around, you can't call down another Titan for for the team to have to take out. There's no replacement Titans. You're stuck just running around as a human player. On top of that, it ends in one team that loses all the Titans on their side. So as I said before, the game ends. The goal of the game is to take out all the Titans on the other team. If you can take out all the Titans on the other team before your Titans all fall, you win. And that's the main goal. So that's a cool thing that they added, a different mix of the usual game modes that are available in first-person shooters, where there's last man standing, capture the flag, and stuff like that. I know they will have a capture the flag, because that'll be pretty awesome. Imagine trying to run away from a Titan while you're holding a flag. But that's a whole another story. That's pretty much all later on in March when I get the full game. But yeah, that's a quick rundown of the 3 game modes on Titanfall beta. I'll just do a quick example of what each one is to just sum it up. Now, the first of the 3 game modes is called Attrition, and that's pretty much a team deathmatch. The second one is Hardpoint Domination, and that is pretty much your base capture, your 3-point capture, Alpha, Beta, and Charlie points. And then the final one, which is the most interesting, is Last Titan Standing, where there are no respawning. Everyone starts with a Titan. There's no replacement Titans able to be called, even if you're alive and your Titan falls. Ends when one team loses all their Titans, and it doesn't matter if all players are alive when their Titan dies, you guys still win. So that's a quick rundown of the 3 game modes that are available on the Titanfall beta. You can sign up for the beta on the Titanfall website. They'll have a giant a banner there that you can click on, and it says sign up. I was lucky enough to get into the beta today, this morning actually. It's only about, I think, 4.5 gigabytes for a download. It's a little buggy. There's a lot of issues going on. Obviously, it's only like the first few days. Like, I think it's 2 days that it's been available. So obviously, there's gonna be a lot of issues. I've been running a lot of issues, but I'm pretty sure those will all be fixed in due time. This has been Quaker from Next Gen Windows, covering the Titanfall beta, giving you a quick first impressions and a quick rundown of the game modes, and a quick rundown of what the loadouts are about. I'll do a little bit more specifics about what the game is about later on in the near future, probably like tomorrow or the day after when I have nothing else to do. But aside from that, this has been Quake for Next Gen Windows, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.